right, so the next thing I want to cover is passing. So this is definitely what separates like the elite players from average or bum players. Like this is super overlooked by most players, but this is extremely important. When I watch people in streams nowadays, I see the difference between people who know about crisp chest passes and people who just kind of throw the ball and hope. So, first thing I will cover is passing is not RNG. So I found out that some people do think that it's just random what happens, but it's really based on, I guess, your acknowledgement or your attentiveness to passing. So first thing I want to cover is facing your teammates directly will definitely help. You want to make sure that there's not a defender in front of you, kind of like your interference range. And you'll definitely want to take your time. And like I said, it's something that you have to actively think about. Like this leads into a lot. This leads into dash plays. This leads into good ISO. This leads into like this is just like fundamental, and this is what makes a lot of players elite versus like players who kind of just like score points and have no idea what they're doing. Anyways, let's hop into some footage. Oh, okay. So yeah, the Stevie passes, or throwaway or lobs, whatever you want to call it. Um, like I said, it's not RNG. So if you'll see, this is about as far as you can get to a half court pass, and there's a deacon throwing it. There's no one in this interference range, and there's or no one directly in front of the teammate, and he's facing the correct direction. So this was an overhead pass, which is not preferred, but it still made it all the way across the court without getting thrown away. Um, let's see. And like I said, this is what separates like really, really strong players versus just like a lot of people who like score buckets because they have cards and other stuff. I don't know. That's a whole debate I don't want to go into. But you'll notice in this position where he was stuck, he sat there and took his time. He wasn't freaking out, wasn't panicking. And even though there were two defenders in the proximity, he still waited for the little availability. I guess the Clark slid to the side, and he had an opening to actually make a crisp, clean chest pass. So, like I said, this seems like it's obvious stuff, but to a lot of people, it's not. So in this footage, we'll go over exactly what I mentioned. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to control that passing. A lot of people don't pay attention to it; they kind of just press X without thinking about it. But here you'll see on Oyo's first pass, he's facing the correct direction. There's no defender in front of him in his interference range. It's a chest pass. And if you notice, this is a chest pass where if his teammate had quick point loaded, he would have had time to get the shot off. Whether winning is one thing or another, but he had enough time to get the shot off because it was a chest pass and it was really crisp. See, right there, he was open. He could have got the shot off. Now, this is why I say chest passes are important. If you notice, same positioning, almost same spacing. The difference between the chest pass and the overhead pass is the difference between getting a shot off and not, or it's the difference between your teammate getting blocked or not. So in this case, he's facing the wrong direction, and you'll see that overhead pass is slower, and this time he does not have enough time to get the shot off. No chance he could get that off. Quick point, he could have like quick point level 5. It's not going off. People will shoot that though. So again, he resets the ball on the pass, and this time he's facing a neutral direction, no defender in front of him, and it leads to a chest pass. And like I said, you'll notice that's the same exact distance. It's Clark. Only difference is he was facing the correct direction this time. So like I said, passing is something that's really overlooked, and it's definitely important. It makes a difference. Like whenever you'll see a late player, you'll notice that there's a lot of chest passes. Um, in this case, we'll go over the overhead passes versus the throwaway lob passes based on the same tips I said. So if you notice, Deacon just threw the ball entirely half court, and they're throwing the ball. They're lobbing it overhead passes, not the best, but it's half court. As soon as his defender is too deep in his interference range, it's the lob, the Stevie, whatever you want to call it. The pass is gone. Here you go. Take a look one more time. Everything's all good. And as soon as the defender is too close, it's gone. as I showed you before in the Clark clip, like I said, a chest pass is the difference between getting your shot off and not. So if you take a look at this example, you'll see that this is an overhead pass by Big Joe. Deacon is trailing, and he may not have had the time to get a completely free shot off, even if he did have quick point, but it would have changed the situation that Deacon had no choice but to jump, which kind of gives you the option to pump fake, and then it opens up your offense. In this case, Deacon caught up to the speed of the ball because it was overhead pass, and there was nothing that was gonna be done to make this a successful play besides luck. Um, anyways, like I said, that's it for passing. You can go much deeper, but like I said, I just wanted to skim the surface of the intermediates. Passing is really overlooked, and I'll hop into the next video.